Tonight, Fox 13 is getting real when it comes to elder abuse. The TBI arrested a Memphis man after accusing him of assaulting a vulnerable adult while working as a caregiver. The arrest of Denzel Triggs and others focuses a light on just how common elder abuse is. Fox 13's Mandy Rock spoke with two local experts today. You guys talked about what to look out for and why the pandemic may be making things worse. Mandy?
And Merle, the state reports about 1 in 10 people ages 60 and older who live at home experience some kind of abuse, neglect, or exploitation. That's 1 in 10. And what's even more disheartening is the experts I spoke with said most of those cases go unreported.
We have to get more involved with our neighbors and our friends and our church members, and we have to look for signs.
Elder abuse, it's something that happens all too frequently, but experts say often goes unreported. And in most cases, victims know their abuser.
Oftentimes, the victim may not want to report their daughter or their son or their trusted family member and get them in trouble. So oftentimes it goes unreported.
Chastity Taylor with the Family Safety Center in Memphis said elder abuse is defined as any type of infliction of harm to a person who is vulnerable.
There is emotional abuse, there's neglect, there's financial as well as physical abuse and sexual abuse.
Taylor said her agency works with local law enforcement, health professionals, and social service workers to investigate claims of abuse. Warning signs of abuse in vulnerable adults include feelings of depression, isolation, unexplained injury, and changes in banking or spending habits.
There might be a caregiver that all of a sudden has nice new things while you go to visit the person, the loved one, the neighbor, the church member, what have you. And there's no food in it.
Madison Keller is the president of Meriton in Memphis, which also works to stop elder abuse. She estimates only 1 in 10 cases ever get reported, and the pandemic has made matters worse.
People are staying away from each other because of fear of the pandemic, and that allows for exploitation and abuse to really happen.
That's why both women say if you suspect a vulnerable adult is being abused, it's important to report it. When in doubt, speak out. And under state law, everyone in Tennessee is required to report abuse or suspected abuse. If you believe a vulnerable adult, whether that be your neighbor, a loved one, or someone you know is being abused, call Adult Protective Services. That number is 1-888-277-8366. And of course, you can also report it to local agencies such as Meriton, the Family Safety Center, and your local police department. Live in downtown Memphis, Mandy Rock, Fox 13 News.